Would you look at that? Hunting moose, doing something a little different today, you know, since we don't hunt moose anymore. I had no intention to start the stream here, but these moose just started walking in, so I guess we're starting here. What's going on, bottom boy? Aiden's in here, Zygerts is in here, I saw pizza on the wrong account in here. Kyla made it, I think she's fishing right now, so hopefully she's gonna get something good. I don't even have the UI on. Professional stream. Alright, how are we gonna kill all three of these? If we let this guy get in close, we might be able to do it, so we'll just sit here a minute. How do I say your name? Is it Gurr finally got alive? Welcome on in, man. Just got Whale Hunter, is so fun. That's awesome, man. Joshua, thank you for the 13 months. Shoots the big males. We are gonna try. I will say this grind has been kind of picking up a little bit. We've been starting to actually get some decent moose with some level of consistency. I don't even know if he was gonna... Was he fleeing? I thought that said alert, but that's 3. Better start than we could have had in a lot of places. Did not see my message in Discord I'm unsubbing. Oof. Oh wait, wrong account. I know. How do I become a member? It's in the super chat button. I don't really know why they do that. How many moose are you into the grind? Here on Layton Lakes, we're about 860 or so. Overall, which I don't count anyway, but if you're curious, Medved plus Layton would put us at 2,300 just about. Hope to see the great one today. Man, would I love that. It's always, you know, in the back of my mind that probably end of June, we have another map coming to Call of the Wild just based on their pattern. You know, every June 20th, 25th, somewhere in there, they release a new map. And if we get to that point, and we still have 2 great ones to go, and who knows, they could release another one with that map. We're just going to be so far behind, so I really want to get it done. Where is that guy? That's blood. We'll search 12 and figure it out. While we do that, what was that? A gifted membership. Joshua, thank you for the gift sub to Zygerts. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for the support. And Zygerts, I'm sure you know the drill, but be sure to join the Discord, link up your YouTube, get the member roll, take advantage of all that good stuff, and enjoy the green name and emojis. Asthmatic Beaver's here. What's going on, man? You don't get to have a great one? Man, sometimes it feels that way. It really does. We'll get them, though. I'm determined. Been a while since I've been able to catch you live. Glad you can make it, man. Glad you can make it. I appreciate the support. Oh, there's the real pizza. Sorry to let you know, but you're bad. Thank you. At least you have the same profile picture, so I can keep track of what's going on. I got a level 5, Gensbug short at 336. That's the worst. When I was doing that Verhunga hunt with the shotguns over the weekend, there was a level 5 male Gensbug there, and it was a guaranteed troll. It was like 331 or something max. I didn't even shoot it. It just made me sad. Just got the Mocha. There you go. Did you tax it for your trophy lodge? Man, it's a good thing we started up there, because there's not moose here where they normally are. Not to be that guy, but it does feel as if things have shifted a bit here on Layton. Maybe there's good things happening. Decent creek chubs, just not having it. Maybe I'll have to try fly fishing tonight. I don't have time for that, but I might try it anyway. Missed a black mountain lion, but I got an albino one? There you go. I would say the mountain instinct's probably a bit more rare, but both are fairly rare at this stage. You did tax it, nice. Got my first troll whitetail and my first diamond wildebeest, nice. Wildebeest diamonds are cool. They've always been one of my favorites. The thing that has bugged me about them is, like, you can get level 4 diamonds of them, level 5s can't even troll. So they're a little bit commonish, but they look so cool, I love them. It would be fantastic if they did true racks for them. You know, I never consider them as, like, a potential future true rack species. Because we got kudu, they were the first on Verhunga, and we just haven't had anything else happen with them. Kudu true racks were... boy. Was that this past December? I feel like it was longer ago than that. Because I remember...
Okay, but what if you died?
What if I died? I guess the Twitch alerts still work on YouTube. Thought I was getting a super rare? Oh, I missed the first half of that. Let me read that again. Shot level 2 mallard that had an estimate 18 to 22 was a piebald, scored 18. They're the worst, dude. I had the exact same thing happen. Literally, same estimate, same everything. You scared me first with the I quit video until I realized it was the 1st of April. I'm glad, it seemed like most people realized that it was just like an April Fool's thing pretty quickly, so I'm glad you realized it and didn't run away. Dylan, thanks for becoming a super shooster, really appreciate that. If you are not, that's a gold, I guess. If you're not in the Discord already, be sure to join that. Link up your YouTube, get the member roll, take advantage of all that good stuff, and enjoy the green name and emojis here in chat. Tips on getting diamond whitetails. I mean, if you're specifically just trying to get a diamond whitetail or several, grinding for them would probably be the way to do that. I would probably pick Reventuli, go around to all the different lakes, try to find zones, set up tents at the good zones, and just shoot every buck you see. I would imagine you do that for a couple days, you'll have more than a couple diamonds. Double heart shot? Man, I thought we had it. Maybe a touch low? Now we got a long. I don't know, one'll work. I used to have another tent over here, and I think we have room to place a tent there again. But I'm kind of hanging on to a couple of spare tents in case we want to move spots. We've gotten to a point where Layton has kind of... Oh, sheesh. Oh, that's loud. Is that loud for you guys? That blew my eardrums out. That's way worse than on Twitch. Was that bad? Was it... God. Yeah. Not cool. Oy. I don't even know how to fix that. Like, it's not in my OBS source, so I can't get rid of it. Is that Jurassic Park? Yeah, unfortunately. I was louder than the T-Rex. I guess that's a plus. I wondered why Kyla said incoming. Yeah, it's delayed a little bit for you guys. Like, YouTube has a, what's that called? Well, I'll call it a delay. I'm spacing out on the correct word. But Twitch is a little more real-time. So I saw the incoming like 10 seconds after it already happened. Yeah, yes, so kind, Kyle. Appreciate it. Thanks. I got a diamond mountain lion. Nice. They added T-Rexes to Layton. Maybe that's their April Fools. They did it in Classic on Loggers Point, White Rime, and Bushrangers last year. That was so loud. That sounded like someone trying to blow their nose with their nose blocked. Just got a light gray leucistic goose and 2 diamonds today. Nice, man. I want to say Kyla shot a light gray leucistic on my account. It was right before she got a PC. That's the only big one that's in my lodge. I think it's a gold even. Clifton DM'd. Oh, gee, thanks. Still trying to get high fitness on Aurora Shores. I feel that. I think we're getting a little somewhere. There's like, you know, some more promising caribou as I go throughout, but like looking for bison and Kodiak lately, there's just nothing. Alright, now that we've lost our hearing, I can't even click things now. Best map for trophy animals, I would say overall Quattro Cleanus. Did you see Way the Hunters April Fools? Yeah, they had like a jackalope thing, right? They didn't actually have it in game, but they made a post about it. But I'll walk inside the house so Shadow might bark. She would never. Got a level 2 bison yesterday on Silver Ridge Peaks, not too bad. Did you have any diamonds today? None yet. We've only killed maybe 5-6 moose so far. Make a short out of it at max volume with a little Kyla troll in the background. I need to find a clip of her doing the you suck thing and use that. I remember seeing the incoming. Well, I know it's not going to be a Rex. I think you're messing with me, because it should have played already. Did Classic do anything for April Fools? They did the turkeys, so there were a bunch of different, like, color variations for them. Are the dogs good to have? They're useful, like, when you can't find a particular animal, like, if the tracks are just, either they're just not showing up, or it turned and you don't know where. The dogs, for the most part, are always going to be able to find your animal. So if you do shoot something good, and you just can't find it, like the blood tracks aren't leading you to it, it can help you out there. They are actually not fleeing. They're doing this thing, which I think happened when the Moose Great One got added. They did some different models and animations and stuff. They will, when alert or alarmed, kind of just run in circles for a while. I don't know why they do that. Okay, the first one I'm a little worried about. That's a lung. That one, yeah, we were a touch forward. Well, it'll die. Just might take a while. That gun camo, you like my little Easter 300? I thought maybe it would bring us some Great One luck. Danny's threatening to abuse his power? He would never. In your opinion, what's the best map for bird hunting? Reventuli Coast, hands down. I really like it there, and we did we stream there at all? I know we did the video there. I feel like we streamed there fairly recently. I still really like it. We have struggled to get a Diamond Greylag and Tundra Bean Goose, but I feel like we're figuring some more stuff out about spots, and if we can just put some time in, we'll probably be able to do it. Those, and I guess Widgeon, but they're on for hunger now, so I'm going to try to get a Diamond Widgeon there. Those are the only 2 bird species we have left that we have not gotten diamonds of. Favorite camo? I guess my question would be, in what context? Gun camo, wearable camo, real life camo? Maybe we didn't hit that guy twice. He acted like we hit him again. It's probably not worth the time. I literally put in the description, because the last time that we streamed Moose here on Layton Lakes, last Monday, we tracked a level 5, I think from that zone, or maybe the zone that we're about to go to, for like an hour and 15 minutes, and I don't want to do that again. It was not good. What's up, B-Fries? How's it going, man? Have you been to the dentist yet? Do you know where you put my clear frame glasses? Did I ever give them to you after I got them out of the blue truck? Because if not, there's a garbage bag with like all the stuff that was in the blue truck in the basement next to the pillar. It's in that. Got my first great one, whitetail 344. The 300 racks are all pretty cool looking. That's awesome, man. Congrats. Have you been up to... Because if not... Hello. What? Hi. I'm missing something. Is there a difference between Sika deer and Sitka deer? Yes. Sika deer are... I'm going to describe them as like a mini elk. They have like much more vertical antlers. They have... I'll call it a bugle, but it's almost like a squeal. It's like higher pitched. Same as in the Hunter Call of the Wild if you're familiar with them. Sitka deer are... I believe they're actually Sitka blacktail deer. They're like a subspecies of blacktail. They're in the Hunter Classic, and in Way the Hunter. I would say like the biggest defining characteristic of them, they have much smaller antlers than most deer species. Maybe Coues deer could be comparable. A lot of times they have very reddish antlers because of the area they live and what they rub on and stuff. And most of them have a very defined double neck patch. They have like a white chin and neck, brown stripe in between, then a white patch again. They're very cool. In my videos, I constantly say Sika deer. I get them backwards in videos quite often. It's just sometimes your brain's in 12 different places. It happens. So that was odd. They normally run like this. In this spot, I don't know where that guy was headed. Okay, that's a long... Do we have another bowl? I don't know. Oh, there was, too. Maybe? With our 1 round? It'll be alright. We'll be back here a couple times today, so we won't get too serious about trying to make those shots. It's gonna be better off, like, not tracking flesh hit stuff, I think. Sick of deer? Nah, I could never be. Oh. Sick of deer? Now it all makes sense. There's a big male out there. That's far. You know what? Still trying to almost muscle memory, brain memory thing. Not just take super long shots. It's better to not. If we can just drop them in their tracks, get close and make the hard shot, is better. Those tripod... Oh, they're the only thing that can make this grind doable, Dylan. At this stage, we actually get enough moose in different places that the hunting pressure is not that bad. But at first, like, I was getting 10 moose per run, maybe. And they were largely in the same places over and over and over again. And your other option is to go and shoot other stuff to clear pressure, which you don't want to do that. Like, the whole thing of grinding is trying to be efficient. And having to take an hour and go shoot a bunch of ducks or whatever else somewhere in a different place and not killing more moose is just killing efficiency. Eagle Gamer, welcome back, man. Thank you for the 35 months. Happy 35. Big male. Dude, that's almost 3 years. That's wild. Appreciate the support. Good to see you again. What is the big male origin? Okay, so I don't remember exactly the reason for it, but you guys know G-Man. He's a moderator in the Discord. He's a moderator here on YouTube as well. When he was making a bunch of YouTube content, he did like a DD33 parody, and he made this, I don't know if this was exactly where it happened, but he made this ridiculous like 60-meter fleeing spine shot on a Cape Buffalo back when spine shots were what you wanted to go for. And somewhere in that video, he just said like some big male something. And I don't know why, but that has really caught on. To the point that there's a big male emote in the official The Hunter Discord. Should I trust Lady Legend with the skills and perks guide? I haven't seen it, but I imagine so. Herd management, herd management or just old school grinding? I don't do herd management. I'm not a big fan of devaluing diamonds. Like, here's the thing. I'm not worried about whether or not it does affect great ones. I think it makes people get great ones more often. I do. But even if it doesn't, the effect on diamonds is the thing that I don't care for. I'm just afraid of, like, you know, if I herd manage moose, let's say, and it takes me, well, like red deer, people get hundreds of diamond red deer. I've seen quoted all over the place, like 1 every 10 kills. That's, to me, I'd get to the point that I don't care about diamond red deer anymore, and I don't want that to happen. Big male scale supposed to catch on as well, but never really took off. Was that a meat hunters thing, or not? I somehow remember TK being involved with that in some way, shape, or form. Hello. One tiny lad out there. I guess we'll shoot that. Beef Fry's coming in with the 4 months. That's wild. It is. Look at that green badge here on YouTube. Imagine that. They just walk. They always do that. All right. Oh, we forgot to shoot that tiny one too. Let's go and find him. We started using it during the Meat Hunter podcast? Maybe that's what it was. Make a video and talk about your skills and perks? I actually was going to do... Maybe it'll be a good one. So I got to prep some videos. We're going to Georgia here later this month. And... It always is a lot to make, like, you know, a week's worth of extra videos because I'm not here during that week to make them. So... that could be a fairly quick video, because what I actually do want to talk about, because I have changed my skills and perks for, I don't know, 3, 4, maybe 5 years in Discord. We've had a command that shows screenshots of all my skills and perks, because people ask. And I have changed them up recently to kind of optimize for grinding. So maybe I could do a video and kind of talk about how I've done that and what, if any, difference I've seen. Valatsu, am I even close? Man, I hope I got that close. Thank you so much for becoming a Shoosty. I appreciate that. If you're not in the Discord, be sure to join that, link up your YouTube, get the member role, take advantage of all that good stuff, and enjoy the green name and emojis here in chat. Is there a vehicle spook radius in Way the Hunter? I don't think there is. It's weird. Like, I've seen animals spook at all kinds of different ranges. I've got a clip coming out tomorrow on my Clips channel, which if you don't know, I have a Clips channel, from Friday's stream. And in that clip, we did a little bit of UTV hunting. I had probably the funniest moment in a UTV ever that we've had while playing the game. And on multiple different occasions, I had moose. I drove to like within 80 meters of them before they spooked. It was really quite odd. Alright, we could do the coast. Why don't we do that? Coates is bear for hunting pressure. Did I miss anything? Nothing to speak of just yet. What's your favorite animal in this game? I really quite like pronghorn and mountain goat. I have a hard time choosing. Like, the mountain goat fur texture looks better. The pronghorn maybe a little bit not puffy enough. I don't know how to describe what I'm saying. They're, like the mountain goat, you can see they're kind of shaggy almost. And their models and horns and everything look fantastic. So I guess I'd go mountain goats. We just don't hunt them as much anymore. We had that troll one in SRP. What were we doing? Trying to get a muzzleloader diamond? I think. Oh, wait. That video never came out, did it? So, if I'm remembering what happened right here, it happened sometime in the last 2 months. I recorded a video, a whole thing, and I had my mic muted the entire time. I think it was that. So you guys don't even know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I shot a troll mountain goat, and I was so excited when I saw that it was a 5. It was even the one fur type that we don't have. I think we don't have a white fur type diamond mountain goat. But yeah, it trolled, so, there was never a point to... Oh, hi. Good thing we slowed down. I swear something's going on here on Layton. Like, we're getting more 5s. He's a max of 280, so it wouldn't shock me if he trolled, but he looks good. See if he'll turn back our way. Big male. Nice big brows. He may be that kind of narrow rack that just barely trolls. Come on, turn back this way. Small male, I'd hate if you were right, but I think you might be right. Alright, let's try this again. Just stand still. Nice. Alright, let's see how that goes. 7 mil, try that again. Now we got the 7 mil diamond after 87 tries. I actually don't even know what we shot. It was the moose on stream, right? It was. Let's see if this guy makes it. 274.72, that would just troll. 274, 276. I would love if he was 276. Gonna be a cool trophy screen. He was kind of mid, like, warning call there, huh? I'm gonna go 258. 275. Ah, 261. What now? How are you at 261? That is shy by, like, 13? Dylan was, like, dead on there with 260. How are you that small? That's what she said. Huh. I thought at least it'd be 270. That's sad. Troll meese phrase. I thought maybe he was narrow, but man. Way off. Micro small. I know, that's pathetic. I know, Hudson. Am I the only guy that goes pop or bang when I see an easy shot, usually headshot, that I don't take in Way of the Hunter? Like, you're aiming at it, and you, like, in your head, pretend like you're shooting? I do that. Was run around Yukon doing missions and found a diamond moose. There you go. That's one of my favorite things about missions, and we've done almost all of them to this stage. And the thing that sucks about, like, I don't know, the last 4 maps, 5 maps worth of missions now, they're more like, go here, press E. Go here, press E. Go over there, press E. Like, almost none of them require shooting things. I think New England did a little bit. But I used to love, like, that stuff, because we would stumble into cool things, diamonds, rares, all the time. Like, the Hirschfeld mission series we did, a Layton mission series. I think we did Quattro, because there's a mission on Quattro to earn the 6.5 Rayo that requires you to get a diamond, and we got a diamond road here, which was really cool at the time, because we didn't have that many. What's the best animal you shot ever in this game? I mean, the Great One Whitetail was special. I think I was the 3rd person ever to get that. I forgot, I've been saying 2nd recently, because I had forgotten about one guy that got one on stream. So I think there was that. Somebody did get one with a bow before me, which was disappointing. And then I think I got the 3rd one. What's up, Mel? Killed a mellow magpie goose in Classic. That's pretty sweet. All the rare magpies are, like, really, really rare. What's your favorite Mela animal? That's a good question. Probably a predator of some kind. Mellow wolves aren't great. Mellow red fox are kind of cool. I've got a couple of them. The mellow moose are actually nice. What else? Thinking through, like, for Hunga stuff. I don't think any of those, not even many for Hunga Mellas. It may be red fox. How many super rares do you have? I think, if you don't count ducks, like 7. I always have to count them out, and I feel bad. 2 whitetail, 1 moose, 1 water buffalo, gray fox, kudu, maybe it's 6. And then I have, like, 4 or 5 super rare ducks that I don't count. Mellow pronghorn? If they existed, those would be pretty sweet. Mellow mule deer are nice. Did you ever make a clip answering any of these questions, like what is 12? I haven't done it yet. If I have the spare time in prepping for Georgia, those will probably be the type of clips I do, because they can be really quick, and I could just make a thumbnail that's literally the text. Because I was thinking that too, like, while I'm away, what am I going to put on the clips channel? Because I'm probably not going to have the bonus time to also make a bunch of clips, but we'll see. What is a super rare? A diamond animal that is also rare fur type. So for instance, like an albino diamond water buffalo, or a piebald diamond whitetail, a melanistic diamond kudu, anything like that. What's up? Hope you get the Great One Moose. I do as well. We just had a level 5, which is, man, since our first diamond, which was level 4, probably like the 5th or 6th level 5 in the last couple 100 kills. I feel like we're getting somewhere. Are these Scent Eliminator worth it? I never use Scent Eliminator in this map. Or in this game, rather. Not saying it doesn't work, I just don't use it. Yesterday I got an albino whitetail and a diamond whitetail, and I thought there was a multi-mount, but there isn't. There is. There's 2 whitetail ones. There's a huddle whitetail, that's just what it's called, huddle whitetail for 3 different whitetail bucks, and there's also one called Side by Side, which is 2 whitetail bucks fighting. Any progress on the Great One Bear grind? I've decided, at least for now, to just focus on moose and maybe get back to bears afterwards, because what was getting tough was I'd go back and forth. Like, I'd do, 100 moose kills, 50 black bear kills, 200 moose kills, 150 black bear, like just back and forth whenever I had time. And what was happening was, I was struggling to remember like the best route or the best way to do this or that with whichever species I hadn't just hunted. So I think it's going to be better to just focus on one and then hopefully get it done and go to the other one. I actually have noticed your comment, Nighthawk. It was 5,600 kills, I believe. These glasses are broken? That's not good. Is it possible to get an albino great one? I think only with whitetail. Moose, it was possible for a while, but I want to say when they removed the possibility to get a common great one, they also removed the possibility to get, like, the albino piebald mellow great ones, which no one got, by the way. I did this? I don't think I did this. What's your favorite animal that you've ever killed? I've got a lot of, like, older ones. The albino diamond moose way back in the day was awesome. What are you doing up there? The 1,000 coyote, that was my third diamond ever. It was a 1,000 score. That was pretty sweet. But I think, all things equal, not considering like nostalgia factor or anything, it's the piebald diamond gray fox. I just think that thing's so cool. I put them in the bag. You left them in the truck for a year, so I don't really think this is my fault. What's up, Captain Murray? I failed the harvest check on a diamond moose last night. It happens. Easy to do. Alright, I think that's that. They haven't been spawning here. Let's go to this little spot. First time viewer here. I have just got the game on PlayStation. Only got the base game, so what map should I buy first? So, one thing I always recommend, because you can play any map that you don't own in multiplayer, as long as someone in the server owns the map, the server will stay up. If, for instance, only one person in the server owns it and then they leave the server, it'll close in 15 minutes. But for the most part, you'll be fine to play anyone, that you don't own. So I would do that, kind of see if there's any that you really like and consider buying that. If I were to make recommendations, Silver Ridge Peaks is really good. I love Rahunga Savannah, and if you're interested in small game hunting, Rebentuli Coast is fantastic. Te Awaroa, also, if you're a new player, is really, like, new player friendly. There's nothing on that map that you can't ethically hunt with the starting weapons. Are you asking me that, Christian? I am definitely not South African. I am Pennsylvanian, born and raised. Yukon's the best map? I love Yukon, but it's got a really, like, love-hate relationship throughout the community. A lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it, and I don't know why. How many hours do you have? 6,083. AKA, too many. What do you think is the hardest map to grind in the game? Map? Maybe New England or Hirschfelden. I'd put them about on the same level because they've got, like, they've both got rivers that, like, some rivers are easy to grind. For instance, Calburn here on Layton Lakes. If you run up through this, it's not hard to grind for blacktail or whatever you're hunting there. But the New England and Hirschfelden ones, there's just so much brush and the terrain's so uneven. It's just really, really tough to do any effective grinding there. Favorite rack for the Great One Moose? I love the big typical rack. The non-typical rack, like the highest scoring one, has kind of started to grow on me a little bit. And frankly, I'd be happy with any of them. But what are there, 4 total? Yeah, there's the, what do people call it? The quad rack with like the extra paddles. And the spider rack, I think is the name of the other one. I love them all. I think they're all really well designed. But if I were to pick like a favorite, it's the typical one. Hard grind map equals Mississippi. That's a good one too. Kind of similar reasoning. 7mm Defeater, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Sometimes when I'm bored, I go back and watch your Great One Whitetail video because I can. That's awesome, man. Appreciate that you're still watching. Every now and then I do the same thing because I don't know if I can place any other moment in Call of the Wild that's had, like, that level of, like, excitement and anticipation and everything. It's almost like, you know, playing the game is always chasing that high ever since, if that makes sense. There's been things that have been pretty good, like for instance, I just talked about it, the Piebald Diamond Gray Fox was quite special. Because, like, I knew it was Piebald. And I don't know how to describe it, but in the process of recording, like, because I'm not always talking, I sort of introduce what's about to happen. And sometimes I do that before I spot the thing. So I saw, like, hey, Piebald Gray Fox, let's talk about this, and then find out what it is. And as I'm, like, talking through that, it's a level 9. So I didn't know. And I always love, like, the genuine reactions, because sometimes there's not one. Sometimes if I'm, you know, say I'm watching a YouTube video, and then I find something, I have to pause and then be like, look what we just found or whatever. It isn't quite the, there it is, immediate reaction. What if Wild Boar becomes the next great one? See, I could kind of see it happening because of, like, a Hogzilla type of thing. People have suggested that and requested that for a while. Boy. Where would you hunt them? Quattro, I bet? Think that would make sense? What's up, Timothy? Do you get the 300 with Yukon as soon as you buy it, or do you have to do some missions? It's available as soon as you buy Yukon, but it's 75,000 in-game cash, so you have to have the in-game money to pay for it. You also, I think, have to unlock it with rifle scores, like 6,000 rifle score or so. They definitely make it to where, like, you do have to work for it a little bit. Been forever since you went live on Way the Hunter? On YouTube it has. We've been live on Way the Hunter on Fridays over on Twitch, probably 3 Fridays in a row or so. It wasn't Hatchet, it was like a late night video. Maybe a week-ish before we went to Georgia for Christmas that year. I'd been trying to record, I was prepping videos, and this happens to every time that I do have to prep. There's like this clock in my head and I feel like I'm always behind, so I just struggle sometimes to, like, spit an intro out or whatever it is, and I was having a hard time that evening trying to get a video done. So it was like 1 a.m. I had just given up on some other idea because it just wasn't working. Kyla went to bed, and I just, you know, head down, charged into this Mississippi hunt, and it went incredibly well. We got an albino raccoon, we got a diamond quail, our first one. And then, out of nowhere comes this super rare gray fox. It was just wild. Should do a Way the Hunter beginner series? I feel like that was just kind of like... Well, I guess you're talking about beginner's guide more so, huh? Because our first bunch of videos, in a way, were a beginner series. Oh, I forgot about that spot. Alright, we'll go there early on in this second one. We need new scopes badly, what do you think? Oh, definitely. It's amazing we don't get more scopes. Like, more reticle options, more... even zoom options. I still think we could go farther than the 16 times zoom of the Argus. Maybe up to, like, Classic has a 22.5 zoom, and Classic's render is 100 meter less, so I don't see why not. I remember all the animals you got, but I guess I misremembered. I mean, that could be why you remember, or you know, think of it as a live stream because you remember all the cool things that came along with it. What do you think the next Way the Hunter map will be? I'm hoping for Africa. I haven't been right about a Call of the Wild map in... boy. I think I got Silver Ridge Peaks right because of the Rocky hint they did. I think that was the last time I had one right. It's been a while, so I'd like to have Way the Hunter correct. Can we have, like, 800 meter render distance, though? That'd be nice. They could probably do it the same way they did it in Classic, and the way they did it in Classic is that it's only an animal render, which might not make any sense, but basically, like, the trees in the distance, the landscape and stuff doesn't necessarily render properly until you get to 200, but at, like, 310 or 330 and stuff, you can still see animals. What happens with that is sometimes animals, like, walk through the ground because at that distance the ground looks different than it actually is in the place. So it can mess with things, but maybe they could do that. I mean, you know, it'd be awesome to shoot a moose on the coast over here 800 meters away. That'd be a lot of fun. That would make Call of the Wild a new game, frankly. But can they afford whatever extra resources will be necessary to render that stuff? Because on consoles in particular, they already have a hard time getting a smooth frame rate. Is your name Vitus? Am I saying that right? What's going on, man? Challenge, a great one whitetail on Mississippi Acres. I saw Tipsy did it, and honestly, huge props to him for accomplishing that. There's no way I'm ever even going to try it. I could not. I'm actually I think I'm going to do a hunt there for gators sometime in the next like 2 weeks, but I could never do a white-tailed great one grind there. That's a map where I can have a really good time for about 2 hours, and after 2 hours I'm like, get me off of this, I'm tired of it. Don't want to be here no more. That's just kind of how it goes. You know, we could have a tent down there too. That's a long shot. What the? Okay. I wish they did that all the time. Cut off like 50 meters of the track or so. Got my cousin a brown hybrid goose. Nice. Should I get the Steyr SM12 or the 30-06? I love the SM12. It sounds incredible. The 30-06 though, for medium-sized game like deer and stuff, can't beat it. Just making on PC, I don't know how multiplayer would work. If they did some kind of adjustable setting, but it still becomes a problem on console. And I think what you would get is a lot of disappointed console players that their game can't render. Because, you know, most content creators are on PC at this stage. I know Lady used to be on Xbox. Somebody else. Who am I missing? Someone else just used to play exclusively on console. Either way, for the most part, Call of the Wild content is done on PC. And if console players are watching Call of the Wild content and seeing these people shooting stuff 800 meters away and their game won't even make them visible till 400, it would probably cause more negatives than positives from the developer standpoint of complaints and stuff like that. Got my first diamond whitetail ever right down on this coast? You know, I just made that clip of where I had my first diamond. It was up here, I think? Somewhere up near that outpost. Imagine a grand mod. Wait, what? A grand mod? I'm missing something there. Kia is my close. I hope I got it somewhat close. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate the support. Thank you, thank you. Is Zero real? Yes. I have the 308 already. Oh, I'd go SM12 for sure then. Or taxing everything on Nespers. That's an option too. You could do that. Is the Hunter Call of the Wild the best hunting game? So I would say, as far as actual like simulation of real life hunting, Way the Hunter and Classic are both more realistic, but Call of the Wild is the most accessible, and it's probably got the best, well, not even probably, it's got the best graphics out of the three. The fact that Call of the Wild's available on, you know, last gen of consoles, current gen of consoles, PC, all that, that's what makes it the most popular and stuff, and it's a little bit faster paced, which is what a lot of people just want in a hunting game. Like, I can 100%, I love the realism of both Classic and Way the Hunter, but, you know, sometimes when I get home from a real life hunt, the last thing I want to do is struggle to find things like I just did in real life, so sometimes it's nice to just go out and shoot a bunch of stuff and not have a hard time with it. I'll be the one, thank you for the super chat. How often do you hunt every region? Easier to me to focus on 3 regions and know them well? I'm thinking you mean like a specific region of the map, right? At least in a grind setting, I'm hopping from spot to spot trying to shoot as many moose as I can. Like for this, for instance, we're jumping around mostly on the west side of the map, but we get into the center a little bit, like over in High Lake and stuff like that. On a typical hunt, like say New England Mountains comes out, right? New map. I would say I generally focus on like a smaller area, kind of like what you're talking about. And eventually, like, you know, maybe I kill a couple diamonds there, maybe I don't. It comes to a time where I'm like, all right, why don't we try somewhere over here instead and start to focus on another general area like that. How old is Classic? Classic turned 14 last month. Is 7 diamonds in 2 months good? Definitely. Best shotgun for hunting ducks in Classic? It's probably the newest 12 gauge pump they came out with. Actually, the only 12 gauge pump they've ever come out with. The Maisto. I love that thing. We, for forever, you know, the Hunter Classic community wanted a pump 12 gauge because they had, what am I talking about? A semi-auto 12 gauge, sorry. We had the 12 gauge pump for forever, and then we got the primal pump action, and then we had a semi-auto 20 gauge, we got like a break action 16 gauge, we've got side-by-side 12 gauges, but never did we get like a semi-auto. When they finally came out with that, to me it's definitively the best one. Do you see the emotes? Are you talking to me? If so, no. Get your scatter guns? My scatter brains, you mean? My preference in this game is long walks / runs where I can continuously run into animals. I tend to find those routes and stick to them again and again. Yeah, that's my preferred way to play this game. Like, when I go into multiplayer and I'm looking for something, my favorite thing to do is be like, I want to go up here. I'm going to start in the bottom left corner and work my way up there, because who knows what's in between. I love doing that. Yes, I'll show you in a minute. I don't know what you're talking about. How do you aggro wolves? I can't seem to get them to go aggro. Well, it certainly seems like they know, because if you want them to go aggressive, they never do. If you're hunting something else, they're chasing you down every 15 seconds. I don't know if there's like a really good way to do it. If you just keep running around though, in wolf territory, eventually some will go aggressive. The best bow, probably the Hawk-Edge CB70. Yeah, I mean, all the bows in this game are good. They're all overpowered, like, by an exponential amount. But I would say probably pretty definitively the CB70 is the best. What's the best turkey map? Well, there's different subspecies of turkey. So you've got Easterns on Mississippi and New England. You've got Merriam's on Teawaroa and Silver Ridge Peaks. And you've got Rio Grande on Rancho. If you don't care what subspecies you're after, you just want to hunt a turkey, I'd probably go SRP. Teawaroa is pretty good too, but Silver Ridge Peaks seems to be the best. I just call wolves fat coyotes and they tear me apart. I mean, insulting them could work. How much time have you spent running around claiming outposts? I mean, over the years, dozens of hours, no doubt. But, you know, you do it once and they're all claimed for good, so it's not that big a deal once you've done it. Best turkey map, probably a map of Turkey. I mean, maybe. How good is the bear claw bow? It's really good. It's perfectly capable of taking anything that you want to shoot with it. Technically, if you look at the information, the bear claw is like a 60-pound draw, and the Hawk-Edge is a 70-pound draw. So the Hawk-Edge is gonna have a little more punch, but the 60-pound does more than enough on like literally anything. I tried the same thing with the cougar. Oh, really? Almost missed that shot at the level 2 because I didn't know that it was a bull. Razorback light's my favorite. The Razorback is a variation of the bear claw, right? This goes way back. Like the first DLC ever in Call of the Wild was a free DLC. It came with the Razorback, and it was like, I swear it was more animal variations. I wonder if I can find it in my thing. Probably not. So many DLCs. Manage my DLC, let's see. What animal would you like to add to this game? I think muskox would be really cool. We've been talking about the potential of like a Greenland map for a while now, and I'd really love to see that. I think, you know, with Call of the Wild's graphic and stuff, they could do a, you know, like a realistic muskox. We've talked about Himalayan tar, because there seemed to be like a hint with Teawaroa that those were going to be added to the map, and it never happened. And some of the speculation on why it never happened is that maybe they couldn't get like the shaggy hair to look right. I would like to think with their graphic capabilities they could do it. What's going on, country boy? I love Layton Lake, same here, man. It's a funny thing, like, one of the reasons I'm able to stick to this grind better is I just like this map better. There's something about Medved that, like, it doesn't stress me out, but there's this factor of, like, I don't enjoy being there as much. Let me see. Why does it say the New England Scout Cosmetic Pack got added in 2017? Alright, I don't know if I can find this. Oh, there it is. Does it tell me any information about it? Bear Claw Light Compound Bow. According to this info... just the bow. I swear there was something else, but maybe I was just misreading. 'Twas quite some time ago. Oh, hi. What emotes are you talking about?
I didn't bring the glasses, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I was just kidding. Look. On mobile, it has like these cute little reaction, like TikTok.
You can react to someone's comment, or... Oh!
It's like,
No, that doesn't show up for me.
well, YouTube sucks. What's the point?
Maybe OBS or something will let me see it. Maybe I have to set something up. That's kind of cool. What mount should I put them on? I had a full body mount, but if you don't have the money, the bottom plaque on the chimney. A 5-star moose is too big. It clips through the second floor, so elk or bison is probably the way to go there. What grind is best for money? Probably fallow deer on Te Aroa. You don't notice the difference in bows? I haven't shot many of the bows at all recently, so I can't say for certain what's what, but I never did notice much difference, regardless of what I used. What do you like most, 30-06 or 308? Depending on the particular gun that's firing that ammo. I do really love the M1, which is 30-06. The 308, though, is just a lot of fun. Did that miss? That didn't. Alright, I think we got all three. What animal should be backfilled to maps next? That's a good question. Because I don't know what else really fits. Because, like, Rancho to... Sorry. Pronghorn to Rancho. Rancho to Pronghorn, you know. That one was an obvious one. I think, Turkeys to Layton was an obvious one. There's probably other stuff you could do with Layton. But there's not a lot of, like, really obvious, you know, like, hey, this is a glaring error that this hasn't been added. I'd have to really think on it. You could do something like, but this would be a new species. I think doll sheep on Yukon would be fantastic. I think you could probably... You could make the argument for Sitka deer on Yukon, but really it should be... Or, sorry, you could do the blacktail on Yukon, but it should be Sitka blacktail, which isn't the same thing. I can't even speak what I'm trying to say, so... We need Javelina on Quattro? They're on Parque Fernando now, at least. I don't even know what she's barking at.
I heard something, but I thought you were like drinking.
I didn't do anything.
Well, there's a ghost in here.
Rocky Oak to Yukon? It would probably be more realistic if they did Roosevelt's to Yukon. Moose or whitetail on SRP? Moose would fit. I think you would get some complaints about moose being added because I remember actually when Silver Ridge Peaks came out, a lot of people wanted whitetail there. And I think some people were saying moose would be a better fit than bison. But the problem is we already had moose on so many maps and a lot of people just didn't want that. Do you like Quadroclinas better than Rancho? Probably at this point, yeah. I used to really love Rancho. We hunted there all the time, but I don't know, something about it, like, when they did the changes to it, I just didn't like it as much. I love pheasant hunting there. That's one of my favorite things in the entire game. I can't see where we're aiming, so we're just going to make a long shot on that. The pheasants are, like, really, really cool. And the best pheasant hunting is on Rancho, undoubtedly. It's the most realistic, you can find the most of them, in my opinion, all that good stuff. But, I don't know, it's just... The whitetail, we've had whitetail on so many maps now, that's just kind of meh. Mule deer I can do better on SRP and Parquet. Coyotes are coyotes. There's just, I don't know, I feel like it's missing something. Coos deer would have made that map a million times better. I think that's my answer. If they did coos deer instead of whitetail, I'd probably spend way more time there. Because imagine, you know, you're getting like all the coos deer diamond racks or something. They'd have to look unique. Maybe it's more doable now. They could revisit that potentially, because Rancho was, without a doubt, the best whitetail grinding map in the game, and I think some people do still grind on Rancho. But since they did the redistribution, I think many people would agree that Reventuli's probably better. Because if they took, you can't have whitetail and coos deer on the same map, that makes no sense. Coos deer are a subspecies of whitetail. But now that it's not like everybody's favorite map to shoot a bunch of whitetail, maybe they could take whitetail out and put coos deer in. Maybe that works. Brown bear on Hirschfeld, and I live in Slovakia, where forests are quite similar to the Austrian ones, and we also have wolves. I never thought of brown bear there. It'd be a cool map to hunt some bears on. What are you doing? I thought I saw like a decent bull there. I did. Just a 4, maybe a big 3. I don't know if they're just going around. They are. Okay, so when they go broadside, probably just try to get them from here. I'd like to get closer and heart shot them, but that is a big 3. Since they like to walk behind trees, just get them down. What's up, Beast Within? They could add roe deer to Medved? What if they did Siberian roe deer? Make them bigger. What's the best rifle for fox, jackal, and coyotes? Probably the starting rifle, the 243. The 223 is fine too, but the 243 is just a more powerful version that's also going to give you some extra ethical animals you can hunt with it. So 223 maxes at class 4. With the 243, you can shoot class 6 things. So red deer or caribou, stuff like that. What level is your beginner series called about account now? Boy, I don't even know. The save file is on my old PC, so if I were to even try to find out, I couldn't. I'd have to start over again. The Shooting Wolf, what's going on, man? Logged in the other day and my account was gone. Do you have any idea what I can do? Are you on PC or console, I guess would be my first question. Do you know there are fallow deer in Africa? I think I did. Like, kind of vaguely. I wouldn't, if somebody asked me where all the fallow deer live, I wouldn't name Africa, but hearing that, I feel like I've seen stuff on that before. What's up, Miggle? 223 garbage unless you need 6 shots and something lighter than 243? Yeah, it really doesn't serve a purpose anymore, and it used to, that's what sucks. Like, I kind of miss the old integrity system. Because you used to have a reason to carry the 223. For, you know, foxes and coyotes and stuff, you couldn't use the 243, it wasn't ethical. And you can make the argument like, that's stupid, you should be able to hunt those things with the 243, and sure. But it also has made it to the point that nobody carries it. Like the 223 AR, one of the most popular calibers for it to be in. You probably, you know, 5.56, 223, same, basically. So let's just put them in the same category. Nobody uses it, for the most part, in Call of the Wild, because there's better options. So if they made it to where you have to for certain things, you know, maybe I'm carrying the 223 on Virunga and stuff. Fallow Sea in Southern Africa, they're not blind down there? That's good. We need an Asia map with silver pheasant. That'd be kind of cool. I like that. What are the odds, because I wouldn't know, would Marco Polo sheep and silver pheasant live in the same place? You can't type, I can't speak. It's just, you know, it's a fun time. That guy's not too bad. Decent 4 back in there and a small guy in front of him. Oi. I guess I was just a tick early trying to get that shot off. Okay, if we fast travel, we might be able to get him. Carrying the 223 in Virunga right now, not bad. What open world game is your favorite? Mine is Red Dead Redemption. You know, honestly, I don't think there is a correct answer other than Red Dead. That game is incredible, like, to this day. Texas hard shot, that would have been cool if we pulled that off. Where do the 4 go? They all run the same direction. Sometimes animals that are hit don't run the same direction as other just fleeing ones, but looks like he went that way. I'm on PC and the only thing I can do is start a new game. Okay, if you haven't already started a new game, try contacting support. They can probably help you out. It may take them a day or two to get back to you, especially being that it was just a holiday weekend, but I'm thinking you must have, even if it's corrupted, you must have some semblance of a save file left on your PC if you haven't hit a new game. If you already have it, probably overwrote it. Overwrote it? Overwrited. Overwrote? I don't know, that doesn't even sound like a word. Do you hunt with a bow in real life? Yes. Killed my first buck on film with a bow this past year. I had one other one that I killed with a bow in 2016, but I wasn't filming yet. So, 4 years of self-filming and archery hunting, I killed, I don't know, 9 does or something like that. Finally had a buck in West Virginia this past year. Will do, sounds good. Hopefully it works out for you, man. Busy doing a red deer grind, and I've checked all my lakes multiple times, and I still don't have all my zones. Any suggestions? I guess my question would be, how do you know you don't have all your zones? I don't know what that sound was. Overwritten. Maybe was overwritten would have worked? Because I didn't use it in that either way. unimportant details. Oh, look at that. Some bulls have spawned here again. It's been a while. Probably will actually be faster to go around this way, get the shots, and then get them. Do you ever plan on moose hunting in real life? It's funny you asked that. I don't know if it was today. I think it was. I was watching, I think the channel was Heartland Hunters or something like that. Some of you guys have surely seen this video. It's called The Story of Hook or something like that. A buck that they were hunting. And something just like in the mindset of hunting different places and stuff, I got to thinking about how cool it would be to hunt moose. I just don't know how I would go about it just yet. I don't know where I'd try to do it. I don't know where I'd apply any of that. I'll save that one for a little further down the road. I'm putting in, you know, points for Wyoming pronghorn and elk and mule deer. Like, I may even try to do those in 3 separate trips just to get me out there a bunch of times. And then maybe I'll be more familiar with, you know, how I wanted playing for any type of big hunt like that. And maybe that makes me more likely to succeed in a moose hunt. Because I feel like moose is a once or twice in a lifetime type of thing for me. It's not something that every 5 years I'm doing a moose hunt again. Red Dead 3 is coming in 2025. Man, if that's actually true, and I haven't heard anything on it, but I'm inclined to believe you. If it is, I really hope they do PC release immediately. Because I want to say Red Dead was like 2018 maybe on PS4, and it wasn't on PC until late 2019. If game capabilities aren't a factor, what's your dream map? One thing... Shadow. One thing that I think would be really cool would be like running whitetail behavior and stuff. But now with whitetail grinding and so many maps with whitetail, it doesn't appeal to me as much. What's my dream map? Africa 2.0 probably, with like, give me like 15 big game species, maybe some small game stuff too. Just go all out, you know, ultimate Africa hunting experience. Throw the big 5 in there. Give me a new lodge to confed elephants. Just go for it. You know what I mean? If we're taking game capabilities out of it, that's my dream map. I don't think they'll ever do an Africa map with elephants, by the way. I want to make that clear. But if we're removing game capabilities, why not? How old are you? I'm 12. I'm actually 25. 12 at heart, though. You gonna play NCAA 24 when it comes out? You like college football? I mean, I watch it when it's on. Like, we watched the college football championship this year. Like, we watched the New Year's Eve game with Ohio State and UGA, and then I'm pretty sure I watched the... Oh yeah, because it was like 60-something to 7. I definitely watched that. So anyway, I followed a bit. I may get it, because college football games are usually more fun, but we'll see. What's the big 5? It is Cape buffalo, rhino, leopards, lions, and... Come on, brain. You can do it. I just named these a couple of days ago. Cape buffalo... Oh, elephant, duh. Thought I said that when I said Cape buffalo. So, it's like... I would equate it to like a turkey Grand Slam, but obviously kind of cooler. So, if you've ever heard of like a Grand Slam for turkeys in the US, it's something people strive to do. There's all kinds of things like that. You know, kill one of each of the 4 North America subspecies of turkey, stuff like that. That's kind of what the big 5 are in Africa, like a thing people strive to get all 5 of. Is an albino springbuck rare? Yes. Chickens, yeah, that's the 5th of the big 5, not elephants, my bad. What's up, King Patriot? Did you have a nice Easter yesterday? We did. Odell Beckham just got traded to Baltimore on a 1-year deal. They paid him a lot, too. I was surprised about that. But yeah, we had a good time. We went to my parents, bright and early. Took Shadow there. She was just having an absolute blast all day. We did an egg hunt. Shadow was helping us with that. Good times. You cannot shoot a rhino in Africa. Not normally, but I do believe, like, in certain scenarios, like, let's say a bull that is infertile or, you know, a problem bull and stuff, those are the types of things that are typically hunted. If Mel's still here, she'll be able to answer that better than I can, but with certain paperwork, I figured it was some kind of... Most of those things are, like, technicalities. Things that you hear, hey, you can't actually hunt elephants in Africa. No, you can. It's different than, you know, buying over-the-counter tag in PA and shoot a buck. How many diamonds do you have? Good question. 990, we're getting close. Close to the big 1,000. No bulls down here? Oh, I meant to... Oh, there's that one I forgot about. I meant to check one other spot, too. We have time? Yeah. Good call on the 243. Just got my first time in Fox. Nice, man. That's cool. Is that him? Yeah. Big meal. We're about to dip under 100, 300 rounds, and we had, I think, 1,200 eventually, like, you know, a while back. Special feed for 1,000 diamonds, hopefully. We'll see how that goes, because I'm in a weird spot right now where, like, I have to prep for going to Georgia later this month. So I don't know how that ends up working out. If it works out right to where, like, you know, I get to 999 and I've got time and stuff, I'll try to do it. There's a chance I just go over and don't even realize it. Are we trying to get a great one? We're trying anyway. Do you think that a map in Denmark would work out, or would it just be boring? I don't know enough about, like, the huntable game species there to really answer that, to be honest. I'd imagine it could be good. I mean, outside of New England, because it didn't really have any new species, every map they've ever done has been interesting. And I would argue, like, let me go across here. Mississippi people loved when it came out. It's kind of loathed now, but people really liked it when it came out. When I first thought it was going to be Mississippi, I was just kind of like, not that interested. Rancho, I thought, probably not going to like it. Quattro, I wasn't impressed with. All these maps I ended up really liking once I got to hunt them, because they had new species and stuff to strive for. That's all it really takes to make a successful map. New species that are at least a little bit interesting. You know, if there's antler species, big antlers and stuff, that's all people want. It doesn't have to be anything incredible, you know? How many moose kills here on Layton? We'd probably be 880 just about right now. Let me see how many we've killed this hunt. We're over 20, so we're over 880. Oh, we're an hour in. Nice. Is the name Meat Hunters a nod to meat eaters? I don't think so, and I am unsure about the answer to that because I had nothing to do with naming it. So initially what happened was, TK was doing his live streams, and he was streaming like Classic and Call of the Wild and stuff on his personal channel, not the EW channel. And he had like a donation goal, which I don't know if it was to do travel accommodations, or if it was for a bow, or if it was the whole thing, and he was going to film his hunts and put it on his YouTube channel. That was the entire idea I knew. He was going to be a meat hunter. That was going to be his thing. Maybe that was a nod to meat eater. Maybe not. My answer when people say, like, don't you think that's kind of close to meat eater? Like, don't you think you should change it? Is like, there's actually not a lot of options for when the message you're trying to convey is that you're hunting for meat and not trophies. So, like, it is close, but it's only because there's not a lot of different ways to phrase it. But anyway, in like August, like a month and a half before the season, maybe September, TK just messaged me one day. He's like, hey, do you want to, like, film your hunts and be a part of this? I was like, yeah, I've always wanted to do that. Now I have a reason to. So I bought a camera, and here we are. How's the stream going? It's going good, man. We've managed to kill quite a number of moose. We had another level 5. Trolled us big time. I thought he was at least like a 270. I thought maybe he had a chance at diamond. 261. Not even close. Freezer filling with Flinter? I like that. See, my thing isn't, like, entirely about, you know, like, I don't shoot the first legal buck I see. But it's not necessarily because I'm trophy hunting. I would say to some degree I probably am a little bit. But it's more of, like, I'm trying to harvest, like, the mature animals, the ones that, you know, have had an opportunity to pass down their genes, let the younger ones go and stuff like that. It's really hard for me to properly put into words exactly why, like, I pass up a perfectly legal 2-year-old 8-point. Other than the fact that that's exactly what I shot the last day of rifle season. But anyway. Still think hunt meat should be on t-shirts? I like it. We need to, by the way, this season, you know how Bottom Boy has, is that in the, yeah, it's in the video. He has like a brown hat with some kind of like cool patch thing on it. I want some kind of fancy patch hat this year. I want to be cool too. I'll figure it out. I was thinking of that today too, like, oh, I want to have a cool hat. I like my 12 hat, but maybe we could, because Wasn't there a way we could do the patch hats?
Yeah, Mom was trying to do that, but we couldn't decide what designs. So
Okay.
we couldn't do it.
Because I think patch hats are neat. You should play American Marksman? I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't appeal to me that much. Isn't it a mobile game? Canyon Antlers, that is correct. That's why I shot the buck I did. Like, it was the last day. It was just a really weird day. Like, I killed a doe that morning. I had killed a doe 2 days before. I was just feeling like especially grateful for the opportunities that I was getting. And then this buck comes out at 7 yards. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm supposed to shoot. Like, it felt like, hey, here's your buck tag. I don't know how else to describe what happened there. It was just bizarre. Carcass Connoisseur? I think that's the name of a Buzzard group, actually. That hat was a $5 Walmart special. Where was I at? I sent you a picture of the hat. I was like, I'm on to you. I still like it. How long is an average Call of the Wild session for you? Average, I would say, is 2.5 or 3 hours. Usually, if I'm recording a video, 2 or 2.5 is right about where it ends up. Sometimes, like, say it's a Hirschfelden hunt or Mississippi or something, those go 3 and 4 hours on occasion. And then streams are always right about 2 hours, so on average, probably close to 2.5. Gotta watch, because two bulls have started to spawn here. It was one for forever, and then all of a sudden, another one started showing up, which I don't know what that's about, but I will take it. Where's the first one we shot? It may have been what run into that brush, so we'll just mark right up there. Fridge fillers, there you go. How could you bring yourself to kill a penguin? Are you asking me that? Oh, do you think the penguins and walrus would be fun to hunt? Now I see where that came from. I don't think I could kill a penguin. I don't think I'd like that. When's the next big boy stream? What is a big boy stream?
12-hour, 24.
Oh, maybe. Yesterday you live streamed for 4 hours? I don't think that was me. Two Bulls would have been a good name for your channel when it was just you two? Well, I think when we initially... Actually, I don't know. When we initially made it, I guess it probably was us two. But then Darren was meant to join, and then... I don't even know exactly... Maybe that was when COVID... This is 2019. I can't remember why, but he ended up, deciding not to make content and stuff, so then we kind of rotated, and it was just us two for 19, and then my brother joined, and Kyla joined, and now Aaron's going to be on this year. You're on this year. Psycho's on this year, like all kinds of different little additions. Would you ever like to hunt in Africa? I think I would, but at the same time, I don't know if I ever will, if that makes sense. I think the next great one would be mule deer. I'd love to see that, but I believe Jaxy has said they intend to stick with the base game great ones for a while yet. Which I don't know, I can appreciate that they're trying to make great ones accessible to everybody, but at the same time, we're missing out on so many cool species by doing that. Mule deer, like you said. Rocky Mountain elk, another one on SRP that would be really, really cool. Anything over Hunga. Great one Cape Buffalo? Come on, that'd be amazing. Great one Lions. There's so many things that just, because they want to stick with base games, we'd never see. Or at least won't see until they do that. Decide to go to a DLC map. Getting a gaming PC tomorrow, so I'll finally be able to play Call of the Wild. That's pretty cool, man. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it all works out for you. The only way I can see you hunt is for TK to convince you? Oh, in Africa? I mean, he wants me to go there, but he hasn't convinced me. It's the logistics and travel and stuff that really gets me. Like, it's not like, hey, I don't want to do it. It's all of the stuff involved with getting me there, and I don't know. A lot of hunting in Africa isn't necessarily what I love to do. Like, it's a lot of go to a predetermined place where 12 different species come into a waterhole. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But what I'm really, big on with whitetail hunting is the year-round aspect of it. Like, looking for those sheds in the spring. Scouting them out through the summer. Finding where they're at in the fall. And then in the rut, you start to, bring in some other tactics, calling and stuff. That's what I really love to do. Africa hunting is a different type of thing, and maybe I'd enjoy that too, I don't know. But from a distance, I'm kind of just like, I don't know, I kind of want to keep doing what I'm doing. It's also the money side of it, which always matters. I didn't see the initial thing, but it is true that I can't get to every question. I try. Did you see Scarecrow's 22 truncated video? Is that the brain shot one? I think. Polar bear would be a sick trophy? Was it Jim Shockey? Somebody, some big, like, you know, hunt all over the world hunter has a story where polar bear was like the easiest one to check off the list because it like broke into their camp in the middle of the night or something. Got a picture of on my trail camera of whitetail mating in April? What? Wait, where at? Some places there is like almost a spring rut. There's like a February one in places, maybe into March. April's late though. Almost anywhere. What's up, Lawson? Can you play Classic? Tomorrow's video will be Classic, doing some Easter missions. Got some pretty cool stuff in that one, I think. Excited to see the fawns. That will be soon. There's gotta be some born already, like the early ones. Where'd you kill your great one on Layton? Like, literally right here. I don't know exactly where I was. Probably right here. Might have been in this brush. Or no, I think I was like in that bush there and killed him right out here. Literally within meters of where we're standing, but I don't know if I know the exact spot. Opinion on the angler. I'm still hoping they can kind of figure it out and get it into a better place, but the biggest issue with it is like a lot of kind of what they advertise doesn't necessarily ring true. Like a big thing was, I remember on one of their live streams, pre-release live streams, Rushy was saying something to the effect of like, you know, if you fish in real life, you're going to have a leg up in knowing where to fish, what to fish with, and all that stuff. I find, at least when playing the angler, that for the most part, if you throw like a popper out there in front of any fish species, they'll hit it. They're visible from the surface of the water, so you don't have to, you know, understand conditions and stuff that well. I thought weather and conditions and stuff were supposed to matter. I've never noticed them mattering. Just your weekly reminder that my biggest buck's a 184 5/8 inch typical. Big male. Why won't they add non-typical antlers to Call of the Wild? I don't know. It may be a difficulty in generating the racks or something. Because Classic's antler system is like, it's a similar one, but the way they do it does kind of, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you look at the big typicals, you can kind of see where the tines are almost Play-Doh molded onto the main beams. Obviously, Call of the Wild doesn't want to do that, so it may be difficult to do that. Now, I don't think the non-typicals in Classic really are like that. I think it's all kind of one thing. I wish they would. It'd be cool. How many hours do you have on this game? 6,083. Is a 250 non-tip big in Classic? It ain't bad. Whitetail non-tips can go to 375. I've gotten 2 over 300 ever. A 301 and a 323. Or 327? 320 something. Mule deer get to like 450. They get huge. My biggest non-tip mule deer is 358. Just your weekly reminder, I don't smoke deers, I smoke fox. Like a real big male. What would be your top 3 Great One Predator species? I'm going to try to factor in how enjoyable or not they would be to actually grind for. Because like, I think grizzly could be pretty cool. I don't think they'd be at all fun to grind for. Lions, I think, would be a good one. I'm going to go 1 to 3 because I think lions would be number 1. I'm only going 1 to 3 because I picked lions first. Let's go lions. Then wolves, even though that might not be fun to grind for. I don't think it'd be that bad. They drink. And so you can do like a coy wolf for coyotes, but I can't think of anywhere those would be even kind of fun to grind. I think red fox could be kind of neat. I'm trying to think through what predator species we even have. I guess I'll go red fox. I can't think of any other like ones that could be potentially really cool. I thought raccoon dog 2 Zygers, but I can't even get a diamond one of them. Great one chupacabra, there you go. Don't spook. Did you have any male friends? Not this time, I don't think. Daniil, am I saying that right? Wait, that was a subscription. Either way, thanks for subscribing. I don't know why that alert didn't come up. Donald, thank you for the Super Shooster membership. I appreciate that, man. Big mail. I saw it in my member thing. I promise I didn't just mispronounce Donald as Daniil. It's two separate things. Either way, thank you for that. If you're not in the Discord, be sure to join that. Link up your YouTube, get the member role. Take advantage of all that good stuff, and enjoy the emojis and green name here in chat. I want a Whale Hunter Halloween event like in Classic. Yeah, there one last year, and you know, the game had just come out and they were fixing bugs and stuff, but the one last year was just kind of meh. Something like that would be incredible. Favorite great one that I have, obviously my whitetail. Favorite like combination of potential things, I think almost any of the furs with the big typical rack moose might be my favorite, which makes me sad that I don't have one. The typical rack whitetail is fantastic too, or near typical. I think it probably would still be considered not typical. I love the bears, and one of the things about the bears is like, they're widely considered by far the toughest to get. So anybody that does have one, like it's a real special trophy to have it. Good tips for handgun hunting on SRP. What handguns you got? Do you have the 454 yet? Slightly better bull there. Why don't we, even though that's far, go ahead and hit him now. So that way we can just fast travel back and go and claim him. What about a great one gator? Maybe some of you guys can answer this, because I was told that they made it so gators no longer disappear underwater when they die. If that's the case, then I think a great one gator grind could be a lot of fun. If it's not the case, people will end up really disappointed when they lose a great one gator. I have no idea what defensive waterfowl mean, Anthro. I don't know why they do that. I don't understand what that has to do with, you know, when they eventually flee, but it seems to be a state before fleeing for a lot of them. You heard that too, Mel? Maybe it does. As I said earlier in the stream, I do have a plan to head to Mississippi soon, so I guess one way or another I'll find out. Do you duck hunt? In real life, I never have, but I'd like to. Ooh, did we... Okay, we got the bull. That cow, like, almost got shot in the ear. Gonna go 7 mil, just to try to make sure he's dead. Still didn't hit that last shot. He'll die, but it's gonna take a little longer. Waylander should have a true size type thing for high fitness predators that would look the same as low fitness ones otherwise, 100%. I'd like to think that's something they'll add eventually, just knowing how they are and how dedicated they are to improving the game, but they may have a lot of other things on their plate first as far as things they consider priorities. Defensive waterfowl is just normal Canada goose. We have aggressive caper Kaylee now, so I think we need aggressive geese. Classic or Call of the Wild? As far as which I prefer, like which I'd rather play, I mean, I think Classic's a more realistic hunting game, but to some degree, like it's usually best for me if I play it in some amount of like moderation. Like a lot of times I play Classic most days, like in the morning while I'm editing. I love doing that. Like I love just sitting in a tree stand and smoking some stuff as I go. Smoking deer in game, that is. Made that sound different. I can probably only do like a couple of, say what I did today. I was doing the Easter missions, and that 180 kilo boar objective took me like 2.5 hours. That'll make me not want to play much Classic in a wandering state for like a week. Do you think gorillas could be added to Call of the Wild? I wouldn't expect that. Are they hunted anywhere? Be smoking the purple grass. Big males and big fails. I just remembered, this is the thing, like I hadn't grinded moose in like 4 days. I forgot about this spot too. Gotta check there. Would you want to play Classic with me sometime? I host Multiplayer Hunter Classic pretty much every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern over on Twitch. A lot of times it's Red Feather Falls or an elk map, but lately we've been to a couple of other ones as well. It's always a good time. A lot of cool stuff have been killed in those games. I had both my 300, my 320, whatever it was, non-tip, and my 200 typical on stream. People have killed albino bobcats. I mean, there's been some of the rarest possible things you can find in Classic killed on those streams. Kyla killed a big monistic moose, like all kinds of stuff. Big bucks and big buds. Reminded me of the Big Bud Tractor mod in Farming Sim. Can you recommend a handgun for me to buy? Are we talking about Call of the Wild still? My muley nod tip stolen? Yeah, that as well. I don't know if anyone's ever killed... I can think of like some rare elk and stuff. I'm trying to think of like high scoring stuff that's been killed. There's gotta be something I'm just not thinking of. Have you experienced any hackers in multi? It's been a long time since I've run into that. I can't tell you the last time. Maybe every now and then I'll see like someone speed hacking, but I haven't seen like the modded servers with, you know, dozens of diamonds and stuff in like a year. Now I don't play as much multiplayer as I used to. I do stick to single player a little bit more, but you know, I've been kind of branching back into multiplayer over the last, I don't know, 6 months maybe since New England came out. I don't think I've run into it once. Sorry for the confusion, but it was Call of the Wild? Okay. I mean, I was trying to get the 454 if I was you, but that will require a lot of handgun score to get. What you could, you know what I would do? If you're really interested in getting the 454 or just really interested in handgun hunting in general, get the Assorted Sidearms pack. It's got the 45, which is kind of a novelty gun. Like, it's not a better option than most other handguns, but it's a lot of fun to use. I love the animations. The 243 handgun's fantastic. That comes with that. And it's also got the 10mm Glock. That 10mm Glock you could probably use to earn handgun score and work your way up to the 454 pretty quickly. A couple of cows along here. As long as there's no new bulls, we'll just leave that alone. Get out of here before we get run over. Do you play the Angler? On occasion. I think I'm going to do a video on that pretty soon. What's up, Hatcha? Thank you for the super chat. Call of the Wild needs a cryptid DLC. It comes with a lodge, and each cryptid is connected to a specific map or region, but you can only get one of each. It's a neat idea. I like the concept of like having its own lodge too, because that kind of allows you to remove the side where it's like I guess there's not an unrealistic thing in hunting a werewolf. I don't know if that's technically a cryptid, but we're gonna go with it. If you have to put it in its own lodge, because it's not standing there next to a whitetail and a moose and an elk and all that stuff. It's in its own place with other cryptids. I like it. Nobody here either. That's so odd. Like, I had 2 moose here, I placed a 10, I'm like, this is going to be a good spot. Haven't been back once since then. Alright, I guess we have time to run the shore again. This is where we had the level 5. You know what, Bree? Maybe. Is it base game, or do you still need the... Don't you need the handgun score to unlock the ammo? I think that's what it comes down to. What's the next classic vid? Doing the Easter missions. So we're going to be heading to places like Timber Gold Trails, Whiteheart Island briefly for the turkeys. Where was the... Oh, Hemmeldal. There's another one. Bushranger's Run as well. Lots of maps. Opinion on tournaments in Call of the Wild like they are in Classic. As much as I haven't run into hackers and stuff in Call of the Wild as much as of late, I don't think tournaments would be much good for the game. For one, there's not like a currency that you'd really strive to win. Maybe, what if they did like exclusive... Nah, then you're gonna hackers are gonna get them. Because what I was gonna say was, if they did exclusive gun skins, or exclusive, you know, clothing items and stuff, that you can only get by winning competitions, then they're always gonna be won by hackers. So I don't know how they go about doing that. It could be neat if they could find a way around that, but really, unless they made the game exclusively online and added an anti-cheat, I don't know how they fix that. Luca, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. If you could add any map to Call of the Wild, what would it be? Any map, I'd probably do basically like an Africa 2.0. I'd love to see another Africa map with things like Impala, you know, Greater Kudu, that's one that everybody wants. Eland and Sable would be cool, like big antelope species. Hyena could be in there. Leopards. What's the one I'm missing that I always say? Hey, where are you coming from? Don't you spook. Saw you over there. Anyway, man, there's one... Oh, now crocodile. There's all kinds of stuff they could do on another Africa map. It kind of blows my mind they haven't done it. About to jump in the shower if I'm not back before the end. Bye. I appreciate you stopping in, man. Have you saw the hackers in Classic? Maybe in my, like, 12 years of playing the game, I can say I've, like, actually run into, like, in multiplayer, 3 or 4 hackers ever. Now, they show up on competition leaderboards and stuff at times, but the cool thing is in Classic, they ban them. They're gone. Doesn't happen in Call of the Wild. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, and maybe it's kind of a stance of like, if you've paid your money, do whatever you want with the game, they don't care. But it does, you know, it kind of, it hurts the community, I think, to have a prevalent hacking side of things. Because you can't really have both. You can't be pro, super legitimate play and all that, and also accept hacking and modding and all that. You can accept hacking and modding, but at the same time, that's kind of spitting in the face of people that try to play the game for what it is and how it was meant to be played. You're a now croc? Thank you. I agree, Mel. Beavers have been behaving lately, but if they appear, Call of Wild will go meltdown. That's another thing. And Classic is the same way. They use that same exact message for... And what it is, in case anybody doesn't understand, when the game is trying to load the map, and it maybe is having trouble spawning your tent in the appropriate location, something changes with, you know, who knows, with a mini update or, you know, the tiniest of thing can completely break stuff. If the game can't spawn your tent properly, it just places it back in your inventory and says that a beaver fell a tree on it and it's back in your inventory. Classic does that too. And the fact that they've never added beavers to either game as something to just go revenge hunt blows my mind. Why would you hack a hunting game? Why would you poach? You know? People just... Either they want to brag about the stuff they get illegitimately or whatever the reasoning is. A lot of people just have different motivations. In my opinion, modding and hacking are completely different. Yes and no. See, I see where you're going with it, so I agree with what I believe you're saying. But there's also mods that spawn your entire map full of diamonds. That's hacking as far as I'm concerned. Hacking in a hunting game seems pretty cringe. You would think so, right? How it was meant to be played. What does that even mean, and who is the arbiter of that info? The developers of the game had a... Surely... Or the owner of the game or whoever had a vision for what they were making, right? Like, here's a good example. Because I see the argument for all kinds of, like, different exploits. Let's talk about main menuing, because there's other more controversial ones at the moment, but everybody knows that main menuing to save a trophy, even if you do it, you're still kind of like, that maybe wasn't the best thing to do. So, there's an argument to be made that it's in the game, so why not do it? And the thing is, it wasn't always in the game. So, it used to be the case that as soon as that animal died, it was gone forever. But, people would use that main menuing glitch, or exploit, to be able to save the animal. So now what happens is, if the animal dies, it respawns as something else. So, they've changed it to be able to remove the exploit. But in doing that, they've now added an exploit of you can do a grind. People call them dirty grinds now, where you don't claim any of the animals. It wasn't the intention to make it so you don't have to claim stuff. Obviously, the reasoning was to remove that exploit. So there's things the devs do that may add a certain exploit into the game that obviously wasn't their vision for it, is all I'm saying. I screwed that up a little bit somewhere in the middle, but I think you get my point. Imagine, oh, I don't know, I read Mel and Ben's thing. Just part of the Guaranteed Diamond Grizzly, nice, man. I want to hunt more grizzlies, I want more big males. I want to get albino gold. Herd management on the same level as hacking? I don't know if it's on the same level as hacking. To me, it's an exploit. And I was trying to, I've spent a lot of time sitting and thinking about it earlier. If here's what it comes down to for me. Because I was having a hard time with even enjoying Call of the Wild because herd management and stuff was going on and I don't want to do it. And it was just tough to enjoy the game and, you know, commit to go and grind. And I finally said, you know what? It's not going away. I don't know why I'm upset about it. I'm just going to do my thing. And if people want to herd manage, have at, you know, whatever. But here's what I think. If you only are herd managing to get great ones or super rares and you don't care about diamonds, go for it. It ain't going to hurt anything. It's going to maybe hurt other people, but I don't know. At this stage, it doesn't seem like anything's going to be done about it anyway, so I don't think that matters. But if you do enjoy diamond hunting, and you enjoy still that feeling of seeing like, hey, legendary red deer, level 5 moose, herd management might make it to the point that you don't enjoy those diamonds anymore. At this stage, that's where my mind's at. I think if you're literally only, like if you genuinely don't care about diamonds, herd manage, what the heck? What's it going to do? But if you do, and I do, I think it is going to actually hurt your own enjoyment of the game. That's why I don't do it. It makes diamonds not special and that kind of breaks the point of the game. For me it does. I do think, and this is kind of why I've accepted a little bit that it's just going to be a thing. I think there's a percentage of people that have played Call of the Wild for a long time or haven't that only want to get great ones and super rares and they don't care about diamonds anymore. And that's fine. Like, we just talked about that in terms of like hacking and modding kind of being semi-accepted, like people aren't just outright banned for it. Everybody has a different way they want to play the game. If you don't care about diamonds, then herd management's not going to bother you. My concern is that I think if you do care about diamonds, it'll ruin it a bit. People do herd manage in real life to some extent, such as growing certain deer season after season to get a big one. Yet, I've seen that argument before, and it's actually the opposite of what you do in Call of the Wild. Like, I can actually appreciate that kind of thing. And I understand what you're saying. But because animals don't age in Call of the Wild, you're doing the opposite by only leaving small ones, because you could say I'm passing the small ones, right? But because there's no genetics, there's no aging or anything, by leaving small ones, because they don't age, in theory they'd be the weak genetics, which you should take out. I don't know. It's a hard thing to explain. I didn't mean to get into herd manage thing. Yeah, I don't know. The main thing is, at this stage, I think I've stopped caring, like, if people do it or not. Like, if you want to do it, go for it. I do want people to understand that it can ruin the enjoyment. And I don't say that because as just someone who's never done it and thinks that'll happen. I've seen a lot of people say, like, hey, I herd managed for my Great One Red Deer. Now I kind of hate it. I can't see a level 9 red deer and get hyped for it anymore. That's all. Honestly, I just hated shooting the small males, so when I heard that not shooting them would benefit me, I was all for it. I think I kind of get where you're coming from there. Maybe it helps for me. I have like a completionist, perfectionist kind of mindset with stuff. So if there's a male moose there and it's standing there and I didn't shoot it, I didn't complete the thing. So it's easy for me to not want to do it. I do agree it's an exploit. It only really works in Way the Hunter. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like herd management only works. Yeah, because of the way that Way the Hunter is designed, for sure. Do you use hold breath when using a rifle? Yes. Guaranteed troll moose on my grind. Big size, smaller than your troll. Man, that's tough to get smaller than that one. That one was pathetic. Hopefully the next 5 makes it. I do believe... Oh, one more bowl. One more and then we'll be off. Is herd management what you see the Twitch streamers doing? Herd management is done by a lot of creators, yeah. How long did it take you to cover the entire map on Layton? Oh man, I have no idea. I mean, this is going back to 2017, where it was one of only 2 maps. So probably not that long because it was one of the only places I actually could be in the game. Do you also have problems in playing multiplayer that other people can claim your kills? I've had that happen like maybe twice ever, so it hasn't really been an issue for me, but you know, I'd rather that's not a thing. Way the Hunter has a solution for that, speaking of Way the Hunter and all that stuff. If you try to claim someone else's kill in that game, it says this isn't your kill or something like that. What was your first diamond? It was a diamond musk deer 957 score, I believe. Game crashing? I seem to remember something happened with the most recent patch that did introduce another crash, but I haven't had too many crashing issues. What do you think if they had multiple scope sights? We were talking about that earlier. More scopes, more reticles and stuff would be a great idea. It is kind of amazing, you know, we've gotten weapon-specific scopes, like there's a special scope for the cap-lock muzzleloaders, and there's a special scope for the 9.3. There's a crossbow scope. Stuff like that has come out. There hasn't been another universal rifle scope. Ever. Like, we have the Hyperion, we have the Argus, we have the Helios. That's it. Great one Ibex would be cool, but these Ibex would be massive. What's funny is the ones we have now are already too big. Like, if you look at Trophy Patiti's Ibex, they shouldn't be the impressive ones. It should be the Grados. Grados in this game are way too small. But at this stage, if you made a Great One Patiti's Ibex, it would have to be massive. Alright, one last run today. What do you think about aging for Call of the Wild? The way that Way the Hunter designed it, because that aging in a hunting game is something I always wanted. And I just learned that J zooms in on your map, because I hit it by accident. Anyway, I never knew how to do it, because my concern was always, what people will do is just leave their game on all night, you know, and come back to a map filled with big males. So you have the dying of old age, and you have the fact that you have to both pass time in-game and play for real. So, let's say you did that in Way the Hunter, and you just left your game on all night, you'd only pass like a day and a half, which wouldn't really accomplish anything. They found a way to do it. I think it'd be neat in Call of the Wild. I think Call of the Wild itself is such a different game, though, that it probably wouldn't be the best. At this stage, like it or not, Call of the Wild is a lot about, like, grinding and Great Ones and that stuff. When you see the loading screen in New England has a Great One Whitetail on it, you can see that EW themselves have really leaned into the Great One idea, and, I mean, why shouldn't they? People are enamored with the concept. It's a cool concept. I think it could be better, but for the most part, they came up with something, you know, they came up with a killer idea. All kinds of people, you know, every comment section of every video on Call of the Wild, how do I get a Great One? How do I grind for this? How do I grind for that? But aging and stuff kind of runs perpendicular to the grinding concept that Call of the Wild has become, so I don't think people will like it. We need a big male to chase for the next 25 minutes to keep that streak alive? That's kind of weird. They're not usually there. I would enjoy a big male. That'd be nice right about now. Why do you reset to 1400 instead of 12? For whatever reason, moose are really late getting into their zones. If we start at 12, we're not going to see any moose for about a half hour. So, by starting at 1400, we kind of eliminate that factor, and most, not all, but most of the moose are in their zones when we get to them. I love your videos, well, thank you. How many Great Ones do you have? I just have the two, one whitetail and one red deer. Hear me out, rideable horses? In this game? I think... How much would they be used? In multiplayer and in like casual hunts, they'd definitely be used. I would be really interested to see, and they'd never release these stats, but I wonder how many people grind and how many people hunt casually and what the percentages are. Because I feel like it's got to be close to 50-50. There's so many Great One grinds going on these days. 1100 hours of gameplay, but I don't have the Great One Moose yet. 1100 hours all chasing a Great One Moose, or just in total? I've got my two Great One Whitetail, one's a gold, but nothing else myself. It's something that I mentioned earlier. Part of why, like, I can kind of easily dismiss herd management as something I don't want to do is, like, the perfectionist thing. Like, I don't like leaving a bull moose there. The fact that I don't have a Great One Moose or bear in my lodge continues to bug me every time I go through it. That in and of itself motivates me a lot to keep doing this. That and the fact that Great One Moose do look very cool. Do Do you like the fact that you have to grind to get great ones? I like that it generally requires a good bit of effort. I'd prefer, and I don't know how you do it, I'd prefer if it was through a different means. Like, I think most people would agree, grinding is pretty far from hunting. Like, there's not a whole lot of hunting going on in fast traveling every 45 seconds and shooting another thing and going and claiming it and so on. But I don't know how you actually make it something that feels earned. Not all of them necessarily feel earned. You know, sometimes you get 1 in 20 kills, and that's awesome. I would love if that would happen right about now. But I don't know how else you do it. Because if you make them random spawn, then you have the issue of spawn matching. Like, I just don't know if there's a better way to do it. So I guess in that sense, I do like the active grind for them. I just wish that it was something else. Nice hatcha. We have leftover Easter ham that my dad, like, he had it on the smoker at 6 a.m. or something. It was so good. How many whitetail did you have to kill on Layton before the great one spawned? 1,650. Which, as it would turn out, you know, at the time, that seemed like so many kills. You know, it took me 45 days to get to that number. As far as I know, basically nobody was grinding. There were a couple of people that had gotten great ones, I think through some level of grinding, but it wasn't nearly as popular back then. So I didn't know what I was doing. I'm sure I was being inefficient as heck. But as it would turn out all this time later, it turns out that's right about the average for how many kills it takes people to get a great one whitetail. Right around 1,500 is pretty average. What great one fur would you want for the moose? I really like oak. Birch has grown on me a lot. I love the two-tone one. I mean, I like them all. I do. The spruce is quite nice too. I forgot to check back behind, but we'll do that after. I don't think I ever claimed that one. I forget it every time. Do you hunt in real life? I do. There are probably 50 plus videos on this channel of different hunting videos, turkey, whitetail, primarily whitetail. There are, by now, 3 different buck harvests, probably another 8 or so doe harvests. My brother's turkey kill, I haven't killed a turkey on film yet. Bunch of stuff. Oh, don't flee. How dare you. That's not what we're here for. Oof, that wasn't good. Might have got that one. Don't know about the other one. Flinter, what's up, Zach? Took my first buck this season in Texas. Nice, man. Congrats. Furthest long shot is 434 meters. I can't remember the context or what animal, anything like that, but it is... Where do they display that? Right there. Should go to Norway and hunt ptarmigan? I think that could be kind of fun. I haven't heard from him in years, but one of my friends that I used to make some Hunter Classic videos with, you guys may remember Steinper, I know he did a bit of that, and I always thought it was cool. Oh, that guy didn't go far. I don't think I knew about that zone. I see some other feats, too. Let's, just for the heck of it. Oh, we hit him in the neck. He dropped right there. I saw that just as we hit the claim thing. Let's just scoot around. Because there's one other one moving in there. I think it's going to be alright if we spook it. We can just get tracks. Yeah, that'll be easier. Would an Africa map actually be called Africa 2.0 or would it have a name? Nah, definitely would have to have some kind of name. For the shots 416, not bad. Are all the great one fur types for the moose and bear possible in real life? In some way, shape, or form, I'd say it would be. The bear more so than the moose, probably. Like, the moose have some... It would be like degrees of, like, leucism, like leucistic, or stuff like that for oak, birch, things like that. But on some level, at least, it would be possible. How many animals have you spooked? Do they still have that stat in this game? I haven't looked at that in forever. That used to be my way. People would ask for, like... Oh, there was a bull in there. Alright, now we know. Anyway, people would ask for tips on, you know, what to do. And a big one I would always say was get the soft feet perks. And I talked about how primarily animal spook due to noise, and I would always look at that stat. I haven't seen it forever. Don't think you'll see a bear with a star on its head. They do have white fur. Like, they get that neck patch and chest patch a lot. I think it would happen. There has to be one somewhere that had a star on its head. Okay, how do I find that? Animal scared. 3,892,579. Just a couple. Is it Cheeto? Maybe I'll have to try it. I don't know. I've played a lot of mobile hunting games over the years, and they always seem cool. Oh, there's a big one. That might be a 1. That always seemed cool at the beginning, and then I just kind of get bored of them. Can't even spot the guy. Well, come back for him, I guess. Or what if we do this? Ethan, in the meantime, thank you so much for becoming a Shoost. I really appreciate that. If you are not already in the Discord, be sure to join that. Link up your YouTube, get the member role, take advantage of all that good stuff, and enjoy the emojis and green name here in chat. Where is he? I thought he was right there by... Move. He was there. Alright, I don't know what he is, but we'll just shoot him. Well, he's it. We'll find out in a bit. That rhymed. Did you give up on Reventuli? No. We were just there, like, last week, I think. We'll be continuing with it. I feel like we've got some good spots for both Tundra Bean Geese and Greylags. I just have to spend a little time in single player, you know, shooting some. Hopefully get a diamond to show up. They should add a pointer to this game like Classic. I just used my pointer today. It'll be in tomorrow's video. That'd be nice. If you can fast travel to your waypoint? I like the idea on, like, in some sense. What if you could only fast travel to your waypoint if it was more than... Nah, it would be exploited no matter what. Because if you can also fast travel to tents, people would just find ways to fast travel to the perfect location all the time. I think it's best that you can't. Is that a bull? No. Okay, as soon as that guy... Well, he'll give us a shot in a minute. He mentioned Beans and Mistress isn't here. I know. I thought she was going to show up. How rude. Okay, he's smoked. He is... Oh, what a shot. Also smoked. There we go. I don't know if I know what Kruger National Park is, which might make me seem uncultured, but that's because I am. I truly can't believe you got all the upland diamonds before the geese. Man, I don't know if I just haven't hunted them enough.
You smell like pudding.
Thank you. Bad luck. I just don't know. But I had, and continue to have a hard time with them. The raccoon dog doesn't surprise me. They seem to be tough to find, but what happens is, like, we go to Reventuli and it's like, okay, let's hunt raccoon dogs. And then some geese fly over, and then we're shooting geese with the 22. There's a level 5 moose, let's go chase that. Oh, max weight whitetail track, I guess we should track that. And then I never kill enough raccoon dogs. Just happens over and over again. You like that gun, Cambo? I do too, it's one of the Easter ones. I'm gonna keep using it till, like, either till we get the great one, or till, like, the middle of May. How much time did you spend getting the 200-inch whitetail in Classic? Well, I have in Classic well over 6,000 hours, but there's a good, I would guess, 1,000 of those over the years that are just like, AFK, I'm the host of a multiplayer so I can't leave kind of thing, because in Classic, if you're the host and you leave, the game shuts down, unlike in Call of the Wild. So, I would imagine I have like 5,000 hours of actual play, and I mean, it's been less than a year since I got it, so most of those 5,000 were spent in-game. Now, not nearly all of them were spent on whitetail maps, but it took me a little over 11 years of playing. I would guess it's right about 5,000 whitetail. What do you think? I would say you can kill, if you're just hunting whitetail, I'd say you can kill like 8 per hour is a pretty decent average. So whatever that average is out to. 5,000 divided by 8. Nah, I have more than 1,000 hours just hunting whitetail. I don't know. A lot of time. 11 hours. 11 years. 11 hours. So long. 11 hours. Raccoon Dog has some sweet rares, but definitely tough. The fireballs look... I mean, they're some of the best fireballs in the game. They look incredible. I want one. They should add a scope like the Argus, but with a thinner reticle. I'd be all for that. Why did he die like that? Oh, he didn't. He's dead right beside that one. What are the requirements for a bison to be diamond? Because my friend randomly shot a bison thinking it was a silver and got a diamond. Plains bison, level 5, 221 trophy rating, I think. Euro bison, level 5 and 272, something like that. We'll bounce here quick. There weren't any here earlier. Where are all the raccoon dogs? On the south part of Revenantuli, all over the place. 10 minutes left. Man. Got that level 5 early on. I thought we were on track to kill some big males. I can't believe we haven't killed a rare bull on this yet. About 1,000 kills? On Medved, we had 1,400 kills. And we got... Where do we need to go yet? We got, 6 piebald bulls. I think there was 7 piebalds, but was a cow. Is there an Easter update? In Call of the Wild, it's just the weapon skins. You should just launch Call of the Wild. Like, get in the game real quick. If you have an Apex Connect account, that's what gives you these Easter skins. Because there's a bunch. I did a video on it, but if we just go into this super quick. So we've got like all these different colors. I missed one, by the way. There's this sandy yellow that's also an Easter one. It doesn't look awful. Sure. Anyway, but then we've got like these different wraps. There's one thing that I think was kind of underrated. There's these metals that can only go on gun barrels, like it's an actual metal material. I think that kind of stuff's cool. Are level 2 whitetail diamonds rare? They, I would say, of all species that can make diamond at below max level, they probably do it the most, actually. Just reached 420 kills. Nice. How many diamonds do you think you've killed? According to the counter, we have 990. I don't know if that counter is 100% accurate. I say that meaning there's a chance it's on the low end. Every now and then, like, pretty much every stream someone asks how many diamonds I have. So at any given time, I have an idea of what I should be at. And sometimes, you know, say I think it should be 800, and somebody asks and I look and it's still 800, and I've killed like 3 since then. That kind of makes me think sometimes not all diamonds have counted, but, you know, at the same time, I've shot all kinds of lame diamonds, to call it that. Like, you know, tons of level 2 diamond turkey when they were more common. I feel like 990, even if they haven't all counted, is a fair number. Isn't it 300 off because bloodhounds? Yes, it actually shows 1290, but the real number is 990. If a diamond completes a mission, it won't count in the codex. Wait. So like the Quattro one that requires you to kill a diamond to get the 6.5 Rayo, or all the Parquet ones that require you to get a diamond for the Lodge, do those not count? You have 1,200 plus diamonds. That's what the counter says, but 300 of those were actually golds that the game was counting as diamonds when Bloodhounds came out because they screwed something up. Do you have a great one, Moose? Nope, but hopefully we'll get one in the next 7 minutes. Otherwise, we won't have one by the end of the stream either. Do you think a super rare level 2 whitetail is technically more rare than a super rare level 3? I have one of each, and I consider my level 3 better. It's actually lower scoring, funny enough. It might be rarer, yeah. I guess by pure odds, depends on how it works. You know what I mean? Like, if the game first spawns, let's say the game rolls a digital dice, or die, and if the first thing it determines is level, then probably a level 2 diamond is rare. But what if it rolls a die for the score? At that point, it doesn't matter what the level is necessarily. It's about equally as rare, just the fact that it's above the requirement. Favorite Great One Moose fur type? I think oak, but honestly, I like them all. They've all, like, birch has grown on me a lot. I think the two-tones one's cool. Spruce I like. There's another type of tree that, not ashen though, there's another one. It's a big four. I can't think of the one that I'm missing. Ethan, thank you for the super chat as well. Appreciate the support today. I watch you while playing Call of the Wild, and my great one whitetail just spawned. Nice, man. Hope you get him. I was going to ask what map you're on, but I'll let you worry about getting it down, and then we can ask questions. Found a diamond moose today. There you go. Honestly, man, all this moose grinding I've done, it certainly feels like diamond meese are rare, because they just troll at an unbelievable rate. Medved and Layton combined, I think we're at 6 diamonds now, and, God, 15 trolls, something like that. Shadow's like, it's time. You're done streaming. You're always like 5 minutes off. You gotta sleep longer. Why is this game your favorite? Wait, why is this your favorite of Wild? I am a little bit confused, but I'm assuming if you're asking why is Call of the Wild my favorite game, or like why have I played Call of the Wild the most? I think what happened with Call of the Wild, and the reason I really got like into it when I first kind of finally understood it, was like this concept of diamonds, and suddenly there's like 50 species. Well, not at the time. It's probably like 25 species that I could strive to try to get a diamond of, and it all felt like so attainable and stuff. And then as the game grew, like they kept on adding more species, more maps, more guns. They just did a really good job of adding new content and making things fun to try to attain. Do you have a favorite Great One Moose rack? The typical one. The non-typical one has kind of grown on me, the really high scoring one, but there's something about that typical rack that just, if I was hunting in real life, that's what I want my moose to look like. Alright. We have 4 minutes. Where should we go? Try here. Oh, why do you like this game over Way the Hunter? I'm not sure I necessarily do. Like, if you're asking me to make the argument for why Call of the Wild is better than Way the Hunter, I can do that. I can make the argument for both games are even better. The things that make Call of the Wild better are definitely its accessibility, the fact that it's available on old gen platforms, current gen, all that. I would say it runs better, at least for me, on PC. Way the Hunter tends to lag a little bit more than Call of the Wild does. I think Call of the Wild's probably got a little better optimization, and the graphics are a little bit more up to date. Plus, you have more content, at least for now. I think Way the Hunter's way more realistic. I think the animal animations and behavior and stuff's more realistic, and it's, at least on the surface, harder to exploit. Give Way the Hunter 5 years and maybe people are going to figure something else out, but yeah. Way the Hunter's more sim, Call of the Wild's more speed. Are there more trees like this in the game? Like, I don't know why, but that tree stands out to me as like, that's not a model I've seen a lot. Imagine if a random tree model spawns when a Great One shows up. Just killed my Great One, 56 kills in on New England. First ever Great One. Nice, dude. Congrats. That's a lot of kills. I messed up like some of my perks. Is it worth it to reset them? Yeah, it's not that much money in the grand scheme of things. Like, you can get money pretty quick in Call of the Wild, so I'd do it. This spot hasn't been producing any bulls. Guess we'll go here. What time to moose drink? 12 to 1600. If you're looking to do a moose grind, you're probably better off starting at about 14. If you're just trying to hunt any moose, 12 will do. Once you shoot about 50 to 100 moose, they start to come into their zones really late. There you go. Way the Hunter's better to play yourself. Call of the Wild's okay to do both. Play and watch. Yeah, Way the Hunter's definitely... It's actually kind of hard to make content on in some state. Like, if you can put in enough time, you know, to age things and stuff like that, you can pretty consistently have trophies and stuff. But you do have to put in that amount of time. Whereas Call of the Wild, I can go out in 2 hours. Like most videos, we do get a diamond or a rare or something. Usually that does happen. In Way the Hunter, like, say I just... So we had a video on it over the weekend. If I went and played again, right now, pretty decent chance we're not going to find anything good. Because I got to, you know, find something that's maybe a 4-star that I think is going to be a 5 and age and see if it does make it. Maybe it dies and I got to do that all over again. In Call of the Wild, due to the generally random aspect of it, it's just easier to make content on, because there's a much better sense of you never know in Call of the Wild. Like in Wait Hunter, there's that sense of you never know, but it's also the don't kill it yet, gotta wait. So like something amazing could spawn, you know, a 5-star albino or something, but it starts as a 1-star young, right? And you look at it like that's a big rack for a young. Let's see where this goes. And in 2 days you get to kill it. So it's a little tougher from a content creation perspective. That's why Wait Hunter is more appealing to me. Harder trophies, definitely. Like I legit kind of freaked a little bit over the public land 5-star mule deer we killed on Friday. That's going to be probably end of the week. I'll do a Wait Hunter video on that. Maybe Thursday. Hello? Oh, hi. God, these are some pathetic moose. Biggest male I've ever seen. That one they got a waist sock, too. This is my first live stream, but you helped me sleep for the last couple years. Peace from the UK. Glad you can make it, man. Glad you could stop in today. Wanted to say thanks for your videos. Was so lost in this game on what to do, but your videos helped me find my way. Level 10 now. Nice, man. That's, of all the things that I do in, you know, content aimed at different things, some's for entertainment, some's for trying to, like, teach people the game and stuff. That's my main thing. Like, I want people to be able to learn to enjoy the game, because I've told this story a lot, but when I first got started, I didn't really like it, because I was like you, I was so lost. I didn't understand, like, so many things, and they don't do a great job of teaching you them, frankly. So, you know, I've gotten 6,000 hours of enjoyment out of the game. I want everybody to be able to do that. You're a pathetic moose, hashtag stop body shaming moose. I'm not, I'm rack shaming. You killed a 5-star on public land? Yeah. It was a deer that I had been watching. I don't think I have any video documentation of him. Maybe on stream I may have looked at him once as a 4-star. Like, I knew he was around, and I'd just been watching him, but I don't do a lot. Sometimes I'll show a thing like that I think has a really good chance as a 4-star and then come back and get him in another video. But especially on public land, I was kind of just like, he'll probably die. So I didn't show him in videos or anything, and then we went to look for him because things had aged. And he was there and he was a 5-star. I really was like super hyped about it. I was shame rack as well. You're right. Any luck this run? None this run. We had a level 5 first run of the day. It was 261. I can't believe he scored that low. Nothing else to speak of. I am actually planning not tomorrow's video, but Wednesday's video to do a moose grind, so we'll hopefully take the progress we had today. Maybe something good will spawn. Maybe the great one will show up. Who knows? There's always a certain point in the grind where I start to feel like, alright, anytime now it could happen. We've been starting to see more 5s and stuff, so I feel better about our odds. So, not this time, but maybe the next time we head out. Maybe Wednesday, we'll see. If all of a sudden tomorrow's video is not classic, you know something happened in Call of the Wild. Anyway, that is going to do it for this stream. So, as always, thank you guys for watching today. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the support. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video back in Classic doing the Easter missions. Always events in Classic, but getting the good rewards, it do be worth it. Bye!